What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about something very specific. I'm going to talk to you guys about the 5 most important lessons that I've learned over the past 5 years doing rental arbitrage in the short-term rental space. I thought this would be a good video to create because I've gone through pretty much everything around short-term rentals, literally everything around short-term rentals. I don't think there's a story that I haven't heard already that you can probably tell me because I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been through the ups and downs of markets changes. I've been through COVID. I've been in apartments, houses, large buildings, small buildings. I've worked with property managers. I've worked with owners directly. I mean, I've done pretty much everything around the short-term rental space. And so this video would be very important for you because it could help you avoid the mistakes that I've made in the past. And again, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Rafaeloza. I've been in short-term rentals for the past 5.5 years, built out over a successful portfolio, fully automated, that pretty much runs itself with a great team and a great number of staff members in my company, okay? So let's get started. Lesson number 1, do the rental arbitrage model with 100 full permission of the owner, property management company that you're working with, okay? What do I mean by that? Don't do this behind the property management's back. Don't do this behind the owner's back. They need to know what you're doing. You need to be able to explain to them 100% that you're going to be doing this. If they ask you if you use Airbnb, don't lie to them. Tell them why you're using it and how you use it. If you're running short-term rentals, make sure they know. If you're talking about housing a specific customer, whether it's a medical professional, whether it's a small family, whether it's just young kids, whatever it is, be 100% honest about it. Do not lie to them. Don't go and tell them that your company houses medical professionals and then they start seeing a bunch of younger kids or couples walking through the door and they're gonna go, hey, you're lying to us. Secondly, make sure that you have it in writing. If you go into a property management company and they tell you, hey, yeah, we allow it, we want you to work with us, this is awesome, take as many units as you want, and then you go and you lease 5 apartments in one building and you're thinking your business is gonna be awesome and you're gonna make a ton of money, which you probably will, and then you don't have it in writing and the property management changes, let me tell you, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Make sure it's in writing in your leases that you're allowed to run short-term rentals, that you're allowed to be rotating people in and out of this place. And you get that by having 100% full disclosure with the owner and the property management company. Hopefully that helps, okay? Number 2, know your numbers. I can't stress this one enough, okay? When I first started, I said, hey, screw it. I think this is gonna do awesome. I'm gonna do great. And it did. It did awesome and it did great. But as I started going, I just started adding units and adding units and adding units, that some of those units weren't hitting the numbers that I wanted. And it was because I never actually sat down and broke down my numbers. I didn't know what my expenses were. I didn't know how much money that market was actually going to make. I didn't know that the profit I was gonna make was actually going to be the profit I wanted. And the best way to do it is by running all your numbers. And I'll make a video for you guys with my numbers, all my expenses, so that you guys have an understanding of where to start, right? But you're gonna take things like your rent, your mortgage, deposits, your monthly expenses, utilities, trash, water, sewer, gas, internet, Netflix, HBO, cable TV, whatever it is that you're providing. And you need to make sure that when you add all that up, plus the profit you want on top of it, that when you do the market research, all those expenses added up together are going to add up to what the market is demanding. If your expenses averaged out at an occupancy percentage for the month end up being $200 a night and people are willing to pay only $130 a night, you're probably not gonna make any money. But it should give you an understanding of where to start. If your entire monthly expenses average out to $100 a night for you to break even, and the apartments in your market from doing your research, you see that people are making $200 a night, you're probably gonna make pretty good money. So number 2, please know your numbers. It's super important. Don't be me. Don't be the guy who just got excited and started adding units. Now go and add units, just do them correctly. Number 3, market your locations correctly. What do I mean by that? It's not just put it up on a website like Airbnb and hope for the best. There's market saturation. Although people tell you that saturating markets don't really exist, they do exist. They're rare, but there's circumstances in certain markets where there's so many units being built out by so many people, especially now that short-term rentals are becoming very popular, that you will see a decrease in bookings and a decrease in revenue. It's gonna happen. You're gonna see it. So make sure that when you're getting started and you're doing this, don't just put everything just like on Airbnb and hope that Airbnb is gonna do all the marketing for you. Leverage other websites like Vrbo, like Booking.com, like going out and talking to businesses, finding medical professionals. Furnish Finder is a huge one, right? And in order to get those bookings from those locations, you need to make sure that you do it correctly from the beginning. Number 1, use a designer. This one didn't make it to my top 5, but it made it under market correctly because this is a huge one. Use a designer. Designers can make your place look beautiful. If you don't, you're stuck thinking what you think is best, what you think looks good, and other people aren't gonna like it. You're gonna be missing things like decor, small touches, things like this back here, things like, I don't know, baby baths or work desks, right? Things that you forget, but a designer will know that a certain customer you're trying to attract needs. Secondly, you're going to need to take professional photos. Now, this one was going to be my top 5. I actually put it as a subcategory under market correctly because it's very important. In order to market correctly, you need to have the best photos possible. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Professional photos are going to make or break your listing, especially if you're just sticking to Airbnb. Make sure that you get a professional photographer that knows how to take interior real estate photos, or somebody that knows how to take good, bright, good looking photos. You need them. It's number one thing that's going to catch the eye of the customer when they're scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of listings. Think about it. When you go and book a place, you look at the photo first. And if it looks cool, you probably will book it. Number 4, know your market seasons. What do I mean by that? When I first started, I was like, oh, hey, I talk about this all the time, right? $1,000 to $1,500 a month. I'm thinking, hey, if I open 100 of these, I'm gonna be making $100,000 a month. Not knowing that by $1,000 a month, I meant average for the year. If you don't know your market seasons and you start in the middle of summer, which in my case is some of the best months, I'm gonna be making $4,000 or $5,000 a month in profit from like a 2-bedroom apartment, sometimes even a 1-bedroom apartment. Kid you guys not. And when I first started, I didn't know that we had slow seasons. So therefore, I would reinvest all that money, or I would pocket all that money, and then the slow season would come and I would break even. And I'm like, dude, I didn't make any money this month. Or worst case scenario, you do this and you don't know when the slow season is, and then you don't have enough money to cover expenses. That could be business killer, detrimental to your business. It could kill it. Game over, so to speak. So knowing your market seasons is very, very crucial, because if you start in a high season, save that profit for the slow season. Pay yourself a salary. Don't go and pocket all your money that you make every single month. It's not smart. It's not good business ethics. Know how much money you need to survive in your business, and know how much money you need to pay yourself out for you to survive personally. But knowing the market seasons is very crucial, because if you're in a vacation rental heavy market, something like Big Bear, where it makes all its money during the winter season and then during the summer it's dead, and you have a mortgage to pay on that cabin, you need to make sure that you have money sitting there to be able to cover those bad months. So know your market seasons. And number 5, this is probably the most important one, guys, and I put this one as number 5 because this was one of the biggest, hardest learning lessons. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. That means do not open all your units in one building with one owner or one property management company. Do not open all your units in only one city. Do not open all your units in only one market. Diversify your portfolio. Do not focus only on 1-bedroom apartments. Do not only do 5-bedroom houses. I'll give you guys an example. Here in my market, 3-bedroom houses are killer. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret, but my 3-bedroom house probably does about $8,000 a month in profit during high season. But in slow season, I end up negative. I literally make no money. I lose money because I'm paying out of pocket. But if you go back to number 4, because I know my market seasons, when I make all that big heavy profit, I save it for the slow months, and therefore I never have to pay out of pocket. What I mean by don't put all your eggs in one basket is, if you have, for example, me, I had 18 units in one building, and when the owner sold the building, I had to close down 18 units. That was rough. That almost killed me. Luckily, I have a lot of relationships and I was able to move my units, but it cost a lot of money, right? I had a lot of money saved and I was able to move things. But if you put all your eggs in one basket, is in all apartments in one location, when something like that happens and you haven't structured your business properly, it could kill you. It could end your business. If you're in a market like a city that doesn't have regulation and you have 40 units in this one market, and all of a sudden the city says, hey, we can only do 1 per owner, you're gonna be in a world of hurt, believe me. So, number 1, do this with permission of the owners. Number 2, know your numbers. Number 3, market your property correctly. Number 4, know your market seasons. And number 5, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your portfolio. Focus on different things. Hopefully this was helpful. I put a lot of thought into this video to see, because there's so many other things that I've learned over time, right? Build relationships, networking, how to find places, who to focus on. But these overall are going to be the big things that actually do help you in terms of success and where you take your business, right? Because things like relationships and networking are crucial to your business. And it took me a long time to learn that, but it wasn't as big as these in terms of operations. If I were to make a video in terms of growing your business, networking and relationships is probably number 1. Right? One of the hardest lessons I learned. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up, please. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel to help as many of you guys as possible. Share it with a friend and leave me a comment. Again, I keep saying this every video, but I get no comments, guys. Leave me a comment on what you guys want me to talk about. Otherwise, smash the like button, share it with a friend, copy the link, and I'll see you on the next one.